kakwata tete gunyada na mutuna an gbara na so kui mokuna kini ya dungo duga imuna birikona ipetaki na kani matalo woroni ya ngutu arugo
matalo mani teko kukakwa ti do bena mateko
ngutu gele arugo bo ngutu lo gele lo akuya adie bo kuya
duga matalo tajuna gadi yetelo ngutu lale bo kata duga matalo tikinda oda na gadi lidigne yote ngutu opepen lidika senga kine dudu duga berikona ne iziola ne peta ka ngutu kile maoro kini duga ngutu lo gele tajuna gadi ndekata dia dung lidigne gbu lidiani gbeda ide ditete lidika kine gbu kwana kata kine na ya kukunda na lidina betikia dungo bajikine kuku kuna ku yang to size la lepeso joka nyema kolo lidi kude kine mabagia yungoju boni molungu tu deklo do makurire ndi lidi kodo msan kata di mutu la kulda dung lidi la kuleta kodo sutni ani medakini ata
boy ne kuyena jonda indekini ikloso jungo kumoko na namna kini
na bet
boy tinda yete kulabi lika la diri lo jonda dudo ikani. And dear viewers, we'll be going for a commercial break. But before we go for the commercial break,
let me add something before you go for that. By the way, I talked about in the past, and then in the present, we see that people have now modified things, but still with the leather in it. We see that women are wearing high heels. This is the current trend. People wearing high heels. We call them in our local language kong. Yeah, people are now wearing high heels. Yet in the past, it was very hard. Even right now, go and try. Just give your grandmother a pair of high heels if she will manage to walk.
And of course, at the side of men, you know, one of these strong shoe, Timberland.
Yeah, Timberland. We have Jordan shoes, Nike, a lot of things which are trending. But all the root came from culture, way back. So without culture, modernity cannot stand. Guys, let's embrace culture. Culture, let's not leave it down.
Yes, and of course, as I said before, one aspect we are going to look at, wearing beads. You know, nowadays and then, if you compare, you know, beads are rarely used.
Sure.
You know, by then people could wrap clothes and, you know, put some beads to hold that. And as I see nowadays, it is really rare.
Yeah, surely. First of all, I would like to say, beads in the past, you see, up to now, there are some, we have our grandmothers, they wear beads on the neck. They wear beads on their waist, even on their wrists, even on the ankles, they wear beads. Now, they used to wear wooden beads and even these other current beads. These things originated way back in the past. So, but today, you see that if you, by the way, for them in the past, they used to wear their beads openly. You wear yours here, you put it on the waist, even sometimes here on the chest. Like some of you who like watching Nigerian movies, you see that those people, in their wares, at least there must be a bead to beautify the cloth. You see that? To beautify the dressing, to show, to give the dressing an outlook, a matching outlook. But today now, the problem is here. You see that once you wear a bead and you expose it, they say you are a prostitute. I don't know why. I don't know where this mentality came from. Now this thing has discouraged people from embracing our culture, which was there. Our people used to wear beads in the past. And they embraced it. You wear it open on your neck, on your waist. You used to wear, even on the ankle. But today you wear a bead on your ankle and pass in a street where boys are there, or maybe they start calling you a shower, malaya. Yeah, they say that you're trying to call them.
And we are saying no, that is not the case. We are actually embracing culture.
Yeah,
and it's something that is really so beautiful.
Yeah, it's really very beautiful. You see, after wearing those beads, for example, these people who have slim waist, you know, it makes you look very, very beautiful. But now to people, they think you are calling attention of men. And by the moment you wear that, they say, ashawo, malaya, prostitute, harlot.
And this gives me a picture that those beads were later modified. Nowadays, you find people wearing chain, not actually beads. You understand?
People are now wearing chains. These necklaces, they've replaced our beads, our grands used to wear. People used to wear these beads on their necks, on their wrists, everywhere. But today we start, people have now modified. They're wearing chains, necklaces here. Even here they wear bracelets, which are metallic now, not the other former ones. By the way, in the past, people used to wear wooden things. There is some tree that gives, it has its seeds. The seeds in the middle there, it is like a hole. So people would put those things, then they would color them. They would boil with some colors, then to give matching. You know, they can mix black, yellow, and red, but they make it locally.
And of course, that is the beauty of culture.
Because of the modernity that has come, which has come around, it has made those ones to fade. Now people see them as old fashioned. Yet it is our culture. It is where modernity copied from from our culture, you see. Modernity copied from our culture, and now it made us to also abandon our culture, and we went for modernity.
Indeed, that is true. Botala ikilo meda kwetana isojuki bo ya yengunda imeda kwea ingali la ngutu kilo sojuklo adiri ngali ku bero kilo kade kula indiki nikilo no meda bero ni kajulu ngutu kilo kilo kukunda
soju ngali
kuna kumbao kukuna kade
ndo meda takida koja denga dila so ikupito lakini tine ngasone ngali le dolo.
Are you looking for flexible financial solutions to sustain plan?
Adiri kubero kilo kuso ini soi amba da naro iso
mutulula kutina de kilo mirunda i culture ni kangana kaya labi ukara metunda kwa gine kaya labi duga kara kukunda anabu ai my kologundo labili kangalo betine ki mete berona aba jika ngakne akanye jika kine kata tana de dogwa kwa yakanye na naso jungali ya mukodo meda ngali soi muru ikeni imoko inde ngali asoso ito lakini ki metengu tu kutine kilo da nonoka be sone ngalinga ama konu keni au sone konu moko inde langadi do data aida malaita da prostitute do lunga singa mingi ata kida ku bero do lunga di bon one do data beri ai do logu lali aklo do gbeda bonga le bero na ngutu lo sojuka seklo bonga ata kujuna di peja bubusi lakini tinadena ndawa kaknda beri do data aida malaita da metinga tikinda gedi ku kuje soju ni kana bero na gedo kolok ndadi ndekida soju do data tikinda gedi kolok ndo labilika ngalo
do gedi tala ku iklo kuya nai adiri ngali kilo kuso ini so about the issue of really embrace it. We should not listen to the criticism that comes from people.
We shouldn't let our culture die just like that.
By that criticism, it will let our culture down. But we are saying we should not let our culture down. And dear viewers, we'll be going for a short break. And after coming back from the short break, we'll be diving in to look more on child naming, marriage. Something about death.
Food, death,
and all that things. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon.
Thanks for watching.
Are you looking for flexible financial solutions to sustain plans? Well, look no further. Martin and Investment Company Limited now offers you flexible financial loans to start and take up your business to the next level with the lowest interest rates.
I work with Martin and Investment Company Limited. We offer services like loans. We have the business loans for the business,
utility payments, URA payments, school fees payments, supplies, financial consultancy, and guidance for personalized support. Apply now and join our successful community and step up into a brighter finance future with achievable plans. Visit us at Juma Dada Foundation, PO Box 60013, Koboko, opposite Jambo Sokoni. Call 07791. To 0402 stock 0772816130. For more, email us at matonaicu.com. Matona Investment Company Limited, powering your dreams.
It was 10 years ago when I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. I had grandkids, I had a wife that loved me, and I said, okay, what do I do about this that I can survive this? And that's when I went to OU Health. Going to the Stevenson Cancer Center was the greatest thing that happened after I was diagnosed with cancer. That was in 2015, and life's been great ever since. It really has.
This campaign will look to impact over 10,000 Ugandans. When we are saying pick up that phone and call, that phone call is free. So just look out for that adverts, in the newspapers, that scroll on TV, that mention on radio, the advert on radio, just telling you which numbers you can call. We'll be doing some youth circles and school outreaches with our partners, Learn Mindfulness and the Uganda Parliamentary Forum on Mental Health, going out and reaching out to people across the country in Barara, Karamoja, different places. We'll be able to reach out to you. But most importantly, this campaign will start off in May as we are, but we'll keep doing these activities throughout the year in June, July, August, and also walk in and talk to someone. That will also be available. But also, we are also saying Tufayo can happen in so many ways. Tufayo can happen by me saying, "Hi Jerry, today I thought about you and I decided to call and find out, Jerry, how have you been? It's been a while."
Because in most cases, the Batman magician, everybody in a town, Kenga Kita Nasuo. We are one, me brother never turn your back on me, cause you don't know one day we gonna be together. We are one, marate kulolo pugo kidi misani dani denda imaluik legweda kugele po. We are one, me brother never turn your back on me, cause you don't know one day we gonna be together. We are one, marate kulolo pugo kidi kulolo pugo. Naroma kutabo zina pamoja nation, eneta soso yo antapali nation. All my boys in a SMB family, same mother, same brother, all we are family. Eneta soso, eneta soso. And the hustlers gang nobody better than them, yeah. And nobody better than them. Kakwa kilo worldwide, yalo gele. Na bona tajina moro na kukoloni kango, na geli lodo lodo kukoloni kango, kukoloni kango. Kilo berry. Keto berry, kuso peso berry, nadi kwilo kelo berry, kuso peso berry, kwilo kelo berry, kwito keto berry, nadi kuso peso berry. Marias Koboko, kwilo kelo berry, Abuja Legends, kwito keto berry, and the AJ Boys, kwilo kelo berry, kwilo kelo berry. Uye boy, kwilo kelo berry, Lobule boy, kwito keto berry, Kubitu bibo, kwilo kelo berry, kwilo kelo berry. We are one, me brother. And your back on me, cause you don't know one day we gonna be together. We are one, marate kulolo pugo kidi misani dani denda imaluik legweda kugele po. We are one, me brother never turn your back on me, cause you don't know one day we gonna be together. We are one, marate kulolo pugo kidi kulolo pugo kidi. Yeah, iwo, yeah. Nadi domoro nanara, teli lorolo alora. Kina de na nyonyo gudao, why? Morona, hona di morona naro, teli loro da loro. You mana naro, wawu, What me say, nadi morona, go kilo tamorona naro. You mana, nadi do you mana naro. Wana le teli loro, go kilo tayeta loro. Jonga du ibo, ani jonga ingero. Wo. Ala mi ghetto youth na ninga ingetana. Mi come tell you all of them no better ceasefire. No better ceasefire. Loro de na sonyo du paka jupe. Loro de na sonyo du ne paka kiampala. Loro de na takina kakwa kilo koboko ni. Loro de kakwa kilo yote worldwide. Nadi go ni kaya logele. Kita sida takugele. You know what I mean? Ya logele mi this takugele. Big up on yourself, all of the real general them. All of the man them who are support kakwa music, Geneve cash. Kotalaga no togu kuteli gele bete kanka na nanka. Seku ameta. We are one, me brother never turn your back on me, cause you don't know one day we gonna be together. We are one, marate kulolo pugo kidi misani dani denda imaluik legweda kugele po. We are one, me brother never turn your back on me, cause you don't know one day we gonna be together. We are one, marate kulolo pugo kidi kulolo pugo kidi. Yeah, iwo, yeah. Nadi domoro nanara, teli lorolo alora. Kina de na nyonyo gudao, why? Morona, hona di morona naro, teli loro da loro. You mana naro, wawu, What me say, nadi morona, go kilo tamorona naro. You mana, nadi do you mana naro. Wana le teli loro, go kilo tayeta loro. Jonga du ibo, ani jonga ingero. Wo. Ala mi ghetto youth na ninga ingetana. Mi come tell you all of them no better ceasefire. better ceasefire. Loro de na sonyo du paka jube. Loro de na sonyo du ne paka kiampala. Loro de na takina kakwa kilo koboko ni. Loro de kakwa kilo yote worldwide. Nadi goni kaya lokele. Kita sida takugele. You know what I mean? Ya lokele mi di sida kugele. Big up on yourself like the real general then. Kuito keto beri, kuiso peso beri. Nadi kuilo kelo beri, kuiso peso beri. Kuilo kelo beri, kuito keto beri. Nadi kuiso peso beri. Kuilo kelo beri, kuito keto beri. Kuiso peso beri. Nadi kuilo kelo beri. Kuiso peso beri. Kuilo kelo. The man them was support kakwa music Geneve cash. Kotalaga no togu kuteli gelebeti kanka na nanka. Seko ameta. Kuilo kelo beri, kuito keto beri. Kuiso peso beri. Nadi kuilo kelo beri. Kuiso peso beri. Kuilo kelo beri. Kuito keto beri. Nadi kuiso peso beri. Kuilo kelo beri. Kuito keto beri. Kuiso peso beri. Nadi kuilo kelo beri. Kuiso peso beri. Kuilo kelo beri. Kuito keto beri. Nadi kuiso peso beri. We are one. Me brother never turn your back on me. Kaya dan no one day we gonna be together. We are one. Marate kulolo pugo kidi misani dani denda imaluik legweda kugele po. We are one. Me brother never turn your back on me. Kaya dan no one day we gonna be together. We are one. Marate kulolo pugo kidi kulolo kidi. Where you know in the iklota jutodiri ya kanya moro ya biyoku violence. Ala the ghetto youth una better take this serious. You know what I mean?
And you know, each one of us come and find which is just now you find yourself being called by that name.
Yeah,
and
you cannot give yourself a name. Obviously, it is the parents who give you the name.
And basically on that, we are now going to know under what circumstances is child naming done, or how is child naming generally done.
Okay, child naming was done basically in way that the circumstances under which the child were seen. Those are the things that determine. And also the name of your ancestors, maybe your fallen ancestors, those ones who have died. We say that the ancestors, they come back through children. They are being reborn as children. That's how we used to say about it in 8 years. So to keep the lineage's name going, they tend to give the young generation names of the elderly people who have died to represent them. Yeah, so basically those are the two circumstances I've seen around.
And assuring you, I am carrying the name of my great grandpa.
Okay.
How about you? Are you carrying?
Sure. My name is Winnie Fatina, but I carry the name of also my great grandmother. Yeah, I carry her name too.
And that's how child naming is really going on. And now taking us to circumstances, as my sister once said, you know, there are different circumstances. You know, people now take those circumstances to give names.
Sure.
You know, what could be some of the circumstances you can guess to us? And
okay. There are, you know, in life, there are a lot of situations. Happiness, sadness, death, a lot of things. Such kind of circumstances, for example, if a child is born on a rainy day, in the Kakwa culture, normally we see that the child is being given the name Jokudu. Maybe if he's a boy, they give your name Lokudu. Then also there is this one whereby you're born in poverty. Sorry to say, this is what we are just flashing back on what our ancestors used to do. You're born in poverty, they will call you Lemeriga, that is in Lugbarati. Even Kakwas also. That's how they do it. They call it lemeriga. Then if you're born in happiness, maybe you were born then immediately happiness struck the family, you would be called the Anyole.
Anyole, and then female Anyola.
Then for female will be also Anyola, or others they will give you the name Nyole.
So now basically you find in this, in modern days, you understand? You know, if you're born in moments of joy, they call you happy.
There are children called joy.
Joy, happy.
Yeah, and then these ones who are also born in things to do with the
hardships.
They are also those
never,
names. Never. Parents swearing, I will never do that again.
So that's how they get to bear this
people, they are
name.
carrying names with the meanings, but for us we don't know the meanings. You're calling someone never, I don't know. Maybe the person's parent will never do what you don't know what the parent has sworn never to do.
And those were circumstances. But tala kwa ikilo meda kwa na hii biona ngaji. Ajikilo biadio. Oya meda na hii ngajikilo beroni kaju bioku
kuliana nayo ngabedi domeda
kuyana takilo kata nikine kuyana takilo kata nikine ngirelo bioku
kari na takebu merenye jika sunga kilo kayungolo kulo kebu karsinga ko merenye jikilo tikinga jikilo adi merenye jikilo mani bongale betiki kuliani ikulana beti kwata na kona bedi bakata ba domeda ngote na ka dogu sa balale kata yu litakini ka biye kunye atai ngiro no kana tatai bakata didio ndengiro na ne yunge ka no ka ni gbeanye na atai kuba dona ngote na da dogu ngiro no ngana sa das dagara sida kata ngiro na yunge nyena sida kuba ito ngiro lo ka yunge inyola kata ngiro lo gbenye la anyole ka lalale kuba ilo ngiro la amaka ku mungu yu kayingolo kulo kube koda kuriondi ngiro bero lakini ta magu mungu atikinda lo gbenye la atiki ku english na lunga gift given
bo ine bo sina la bilikalo adiri la bilikalo yan bu kuyatana kine kata nikine igbejini ngiro mayuyulundi adika julu adiri
yo yunge isala
ngiro la na yungundo isala na
kude mtu kata la lo yunge do meda imoro tineglo bio sala ku adiga kude kata la da yunge ile amerika ta lo nyala le amerika kartinga la tiki kile ba ikakru mara sa abusa kartinga na kunde do kwata na ming sala ya kudeni boy lakini kayingolo ka kine dogu ida iteli dani denda kwata na be kunde kine mutu deglo ge su excellent do durundo karna kine beti mutu de kata kariko ngakine kida ku mindi se ku bai akudi da yinge ku ba asana ku den karna kine ku do ku tiki adio yani na akudi kine ku ba dina ku akisu kine dege da dundo na kenake karingan kine puru naron ko ndo mindi kido gere se kan kido use boamba na u kaiko kakla deni reason la karama tikindi karsinga na kunde so ki kepe le kata la galom da karsinga kine kepo merenyelo ngiro kariku yakayina tikingiro nono kana ko merenyelo tikingiro la lelo betku bae merenyelo kanyela amure do yongutu la de blangiro la yungelo gbenyela amure ko banyela sabanya ngiro lo gbenyela saban betine kinga kina dogu abani ngana nyena aleti so kariki kine sana aleti bona mural ku karinga na nyola na nyaringu kenga karinga ndiban ku lugbare yani lakini na nyarise
bo kainde na iklo peja na adiri ya kariki na dio yamba umadu anaro kine kariki ne tikinai labilo luki adu
peja na kalido lugo pina ne kata
kuyatana adiri kajulu kayingolo kulo autuji kata nikini atikini do kare na kundi be ku anyola anyole
kule meriga ku sida ku atai ku meta kayingolo kula dogu kui so ika ku disappointing karanga diklo uda kar singa ama dioni karanga deni le mila karama tikindi kar singa na kundi so ika kokon le nga iklo udakari setan le ka kulo luga
and of course to the viewers, we are talking about child naming and we have drawn the conclusion that basically names were given
according to
circumstances and
following
great grandparents
great grandparents
so that they are never forgotten. Their legacy still remains. And as per my name, my great grandparent was really known for being wealthy. And that name was given to me. And every time my relatives see me and they call me with that name, and
they feel the presence of the old great-grandfather.
That great-grandparent. And they usually tell me, you will be successful as your grandparent.
Yeah.
And I feel very, very, very proud of that. And that's how we are embracing to culture. And not only that, we are, as I earlier on said, and the other factor is marriage. Ye mari. Yikajula kuya ye mari. Oiklo kuya ye mari kido. But to the viewers, you find marriage is defined as the union between a man and a woman.
To become husband and wife.
And a wife. And in that, they bear children. And we are going to know how is the marriage conducted in our times and how was it conducted in the ancient. Winnie,
yes?
Can you briefly tell us something about that?
Okay. Basically, I'll be like comparing marriage in 8 years and our current marriage, how marriage is done. In 8 years, we see that the parents of the boy would go to the girl's side. They settle bride price first before any legal union is made between the two people to become like wife and husband. So, after payment of bride price, maybe the elders they gather, they give the new couples the blessings. And after that, you are now free. You go to your own home. You now form a new family. You and your husband, you now bear your own children. Yeah. And as for today, we see that people don't care about that. Like today, I can just decide that I want to marry, and tomorrow you see me in someone's house. Serious, a housewife. No one cares. Hey,
and that's not really advisable. You understand?
Yeah. You don't know whether even sometimes some of us, okay, the current generation, our parents they are really very harsh. They don't want something to happen to us. They are trying to follow the culture how their parents did to them. But for us, we feel that it is rigid, it is this and that. You feel it is not good. You want your freedom. So at the end, your parents they tell you don't do this. For you now with your wiseness, you end up jumping through the window to your husband's home, which is not good.
And indeed, of course, now talking about marriage, it's actually one of the aspects in culture, and it's one of the greatest aspects. Now you find way back, marriages could be organized, traditional marriage, which is really officially and noticed by the elders.
It was communal. Everyone knew that so and so is getting married to this one. But the ones of today, you just sneak. Even your father doesn't know that you're married. People at home, they start looking for you as well. They think they have been kidnapped.
One thing keeps me proud, you understand, of our culture. We're really embracing it, though we are in modernity.
Yeah.
You find organization of weddings. It follows that traditional marriage. You understand?
Even today, people are doing weddings. Weddings is it's a Western culture thing. But it's still, before doing wedding, they first meet the cultural demands.
There are negotiations.
They first pay bride price before going for a wedding. You cannot just wake up today and you go. You can't just go to the church and say you want to wed this person. They'll first go back. You organize your family, your elders. They first sit down, and that's when the church will now come in and help you and join the two as man and woman.
Bamba tala kwa ikilo kwa ye mareke ye maroka julo kuna dio lord ndikin lo kuna dio bo adiri kara kiaberi ya kiaberi ikilo medanai ye maroka julo mutu kilo tutuna kubona karanga ye marola kudola ye kajul tajwa ye maro do hako yoyoja laka konda biri kara denda biri akpeja biri kuyakni atune imezaki temezikilo ponda kara boboza kuyak malikini malikilo ngera kuro pani bakile aropa ju nyosu nyena tuna adiri matikinda nyola
matikinda ye marlo masisika
taina hii tikinda ye marlo sasaka bo yubona hii tikinda ye marlo sasaka
blessings family kata
boku imeda gidi indikinna to meda kudekata na utukaskara being to you bakana kukuna na ye marla
pipiri family nonu gaga udo ngutu okulo gaga udo do baya didio ge ngutu kulo winya didio kuba dok medada yundo ngiro la ba keni tayena gadi kuba elo mungu ganda lo tarangi da woku kulo derisa ngutu okula ku dai dol kon ba ge kukujina winya sina kunde adungo du keni lo ngiro la yunge abata keni gele
dani denda ko eta kuna na nyola lakini mutu lo kuda wedding lo diri wedding la tikin wala so kulo meda kajuna ye marlo ilo ngolo tunda ngutu lupiri gele bokudo mendero tina dena adiri
ye mar kutine kilo
kilo ngabe wedding kilo nika kile nge tunda no ngutulu
ipiri gele ngutulu nyonyola
nyinyi ngutukula an bongoni kikolo labilo kara kulu adena adiri ngala le kukuna jinde labilo man kolo kika
dolele kata do meda berona mutu nono kase kulala leka mora ikweda bagele imedana gadi ngutulukulo ijuru katayu ichalo katayu ya ngutu gbegbela kina family na naludu ne kapaji domeda gbegbela ki plate la gboroki kitanda gboroki kuregla ta mabati blanket la kiti la yango best ta gboro kapaji dia kapaji la kuti neklo bae beronde lakini karanga go kase ngala kajukara tikinda beti beronde plate la kine bakule tokine songo liselo kukuna supura ali aditi ngona kule kata yote berona a lot ina de lo nan dakinta na gadila bilika lo akutwa bo bla kiti kila bilo ko tingero tina de do me da ngutu kula ata da ku kondango la wedding ata da ku kondango lo nika still limeta na gadi culture nika na kubongole la bina kubongole nika loka kona do me da toro ba tutunaki family na inade plate la
ilo la tunal torobolo kajulu kata bero
kulo ngola bero kata bero yu lakini jina de ngutu kulo still kulo kondak peje na gadi la binika na kutwa bo bla ku tingero ika ko lo kila bilika ngal.
And of course, to the viewers, one of the things that we are actually reminding us is that the coexistence of traditional marriage and modernity. You find nowadays there are weddings, and by then they were just social gatherings that
bring
were
people
organized
together.
During marriages, and we are really getting to know that people are not forgetting about their marriage. And then the gifts. By then, people could give gifts today. To the
newly married
family.
couple, they would really contribute out of love. They contribute others by. They used to give pots, soft brooms. These are the things. Even minus them, they will not allow the girl to go to.
And now, basing on situations, as in the modern times, people are still giving.
Still giving. You see, people are contributing beds. People giving chairs, iron sheets, soft brooms.
And that gives me joy that really people are not forgetting
our
us.
Our culture is still in existence.
And dear viewers, we'll be going for a commercial break. But before we go for the commercial break,
there's one thing about our culture in the past. Do something to do with marriage. Marriage was a permanent union. Whether you fight with your husband today, you run to your home. Your brothers, they will send you back. Go there. Even if your husband locks you outside, they'll say, go and wait on the veranda until he opens the door. You will go back inside. There's nothing like divorce. But today, in the current society, the husband just gives you one slap. You are the one who offended the husband. They give you one slap.
Home.
You pack your music, go. You pack. You're going. I'm going to my father's house.
And if I have to ask you, if that happens to you, would you follow the part of the tradition, or you will take off?
By the virtue of being an African, you know, I really embrace our culture. I'll be there. If he kills me, they will bury me on his veranda.
That is the spirit.
I will die there on your veranda, I tell you.
And of course, to the viewers, before we be going for the short break, there's one aspect that we need to talk about: death. You know, death is something one cannot dodge, and it's something that really comes like that.
By the virtue of being born by a woman, know that one day, one time, you also leave this world through death. No one goes alive to heaven.
That is it.
Only one person in the Bible. That is Elijah.
It was Elijah.
Elijah, if I can remember properly.
And now coming to the part of death, you know, we are going to be talking how people could conduct themselves in such moments, how they console each other, the support they give, what they wear during such moments. Is there anything you know about what they wear, how they conduct themselves?
We see that up to now, it has been in the past, and up to now it has not died. In the past, first I want to compare and contrast. In the past, we see that if someone was sick, people would visit you. If it means that maybe you don't hear someone dying of hunger anyhow. If it means that your problem is hunger, they contribute for you food, they make sure you're there, you're alive. But there's one thing with us people of today. Someone is on a sick bed in the hospital. You don't even take just even 5 minutes to go and see that person. You don't, because you are busy with work. You're busy with your family. My husband will not allow me this and that. You'll be there. But the moment this person dies, you will leave whatever thing you're doing to come and see you see how the person, you just come and see the dead body and say goodbye. You even bring caskets, others buy bags of rice. Even sometimes maybe the person died of hunger. But now, the person died of hunger, you don't know. You didn't even come and check on this person. The person just died like that. For example, these days the elders, we need to be close to these people. For example, who knows, anytime they'll be dying, be close to them so that they give you the blessings and the wisdom they have, so that it remains with you. Not like this, the current trend whereby someone is sick, you don't even go and see the person, but when the person dies, you're the first person to make ndululu, you go and ululuate, wait, this one has died, you throw yourself, you roll yourself on the ground. Why didn't you come and roll yourself when the person was still alive?
this really calls for unity.
Yeah.
We should be united to with each other.
When one person is having a problem, we should unite and solve. If it is the hunger, then we should even if you just give even 1 grain of rice, we all of us will contribute. All of us, the kakwas, all the Lubaras contribute for one person who is dying of hunger. There, no one will die of hunger. But for us, we first want to wait, let the person die. You'll come and now you start sponsoring things. You even buy soda cartons of English water, Nirvana.
Really?
People drink Nirvana in the barrio. And that when the person was alive, did you show that love? We show the love to people who are dead. We don't show love to people who are still alive. Why? We should love ourselves when we are still alive. We should show that love. Because even me right now, if I die, I will not know that you loved me. So show me your love when I'm still alive. Other than coming now to show your love in my absence when I'm now going to the grave, that's when you come and now you pour all the love from your heart.
And indeed, and to an extent, you find, people really show the love. But now death comes as it comes. And now we are not trying to say, how do people conduct themselves in such gatherings?
Okay. Okay. In the past,
like what do they wear? You understand?
Okay. They wear decent clothes. In the past, people would wear very decent clothes, and most especially when they are burying the women, because they are women. They tend to be weak. Yeah, very light-hearted, very short-tempered. Some of them tend to even cry, faint, this and that. So to prevent all this from happening, others even throw themselves in the grave. They want to be buried. For example, if you're a woman and your husband dies, because you think pain, of the punishment and the pain you've lost your husband. You think this is too much. You want to throw yourself. You want to be buried. They prevent women from going to such kind of places, to the graveyard, more especially. So and people wear decent clothes.
The front line is for the men, and then the back line will be for the ladies now. They don't allow people who are light-hearted to go there anyhow.
And then another one is also, we see that currently, people, if it is in a burial place, people go with the very long clothes. People go for burial with long clothes. They cover their head. They wear black to show that really they pain. Yeah, they wear black. Others the white. So that's about the dressing. Yeah, and they wear light clothes. Whereby you are going to a funeral place. You're going to do work. At least you must move up and down. So you wear a cloth which is very comfortable and suitable for you. But we don't put on these short clothes, these trousers. No, maybe you put the trouser in. No problem. You put it.
Kwana ikuya kubieki twa haditwana dirina ngwana momoga borasa boy kulokuya nai kuitokita toberi twana kakumogai kuitokita toberi kubita ugele nina twana kamoga diri kulokuya nai inangona adiri aponda abada nai ngutula kutoko bokulo medai kilomeda ngutukilo sakadio ipirito na bikunne gine kara kokona ngukilo nyo kara sakadio bongola la kara soji kilo medana hii sojuna diri kine bongola na najo kajuna bongola na najo sena soi hata tinadena bongola na najo sena soi
kwena totora so wate kine tatu da kuwe tasoji bongola na najo ani peja mungu na kango odo soji bongola tikina mungu na gwedi pade dem san don tiji pina gwedi don tiji kita amba sida betana ka utija arusu lakine dideta na dilo nganji kuba kine ta ega piyo ta seseja piri ta welcoming visitors adidio komola ponda klo bongola na biere londe gele besna ta na gadiki kole ka ngota bia lale leo ngata londe ngutula mugonjo dan tumela ngutulo lakini ngutulo katwa do lolu lundo dona lujo ero lolu diko do luja number 1 do bulungo berikani wuyo bari morhum ngadio boka julu ngutula le magwedi jorna dabe kutu kweja na nyadu na ngutula le peja dio sometimes ngutulo londe kuba ene mago ya kwa yakina tiga ngona na mago lakini ya mtu lumeda kanye plate do basa ya mtu kungaji kanya kulo do mendande ngadilale tutu ande kanye barasan ku mago dani onagata kodo kuta na gadi bena berona mutu ku berukle gegbe anyosu kuba ile jonda makulo jonda gbanda lo jonda te kwata baji tato gin longo tude lakini bite ndena ngutulo tutu ande ku mago duga
kwe atiki kwe na kine ngero adina ito gi ngutulo adire igwegwe da logo
do meda gedi ngutulo ka to anje ku mago na nyina inde ipirna gbeni ngadi lo ponda dinna lo dumda muchele guni alimeregele lo dumda te ko kade lo dumda gbanda kade lo gboro uto jergen gele kajuru ko ngala kale kita goruse ngutula le ku joru ta tigile penga ko ngutula yani to aku magona lakini ta mundu ngutu loka tu anjita bulopo nda peja na nyaduna suna ki keneta nyaduna ngutu ka kelenga ki ngutu lo joru ko ekele penya duna ku joru ko zuna kina twati nade do me that ne photos king akne blog post lo we will miss you Winnie we love you Winnie rest in peace boka juma na gari joru na ngutu ba lo gauna ata Roma de Winnie da sika dio ata sundo na hai adi Winnie da sita dio na bye Roma bye lakini kina twa mutu la pajo ata la America ko mini tokse pondini ka kwana Winnie ka kununo ka accept pondini anje ta metunga la belelo amba lobo
and of course to the viewers you know that is something that's crucial and we call for really help. We should help each other in every circumstance. Coming to death, you know, it's something that is really heartbreaking, and if we help each other to be something good. And we will be going for a commercial break, and coming back we'll be talking about the appearance, food and education as part of fashion. Thank you.
We are one, marate kulolo pugo kidi, kulolo pugo. Naroma kutabo zina pamoja nation, eneta soso yo antapadi nation. Aena bona tajina moro na kukolonika, ngomana teri loro lodo kukolonika. Kukolonika,
I've been in my bed.
My gamba 1+ roll make up and do. You and I made a rango. Baby we kuba musango. Urusinja mama musango. Baby masima chichiche na kukora. Because we vyo na nabita. Emi kono janga jinjurira. Oh yeah. Wabula sagara kuraba. Nena vira chewandaba. Mugono se wantamata. Tenyamba tunula jova umvire. Uliwe kutunula kama toka runantasa. Emi kono joji gambi. If you're gonna worry, I can never in love again. And I'll never fall in love again. Baby, I can never in love again. No. And I'll never fall in love again. Oh no. So, believe in love at your own risky. Fall in love at your own risky. Everything at your own risky. Yo, I tell you so original. Uwachuka Mayomba mufumano rangira Uwanjoga Eje wange ndanga Jobolaga, jobobera Ewange mvira Wabula sagara kuraba Nena vira jewandaba Mugono se wantamata Tenyamba tunula jova umvire Uliwe kutunula kama toka rumantasa Emi kono joji gambi If you're gonna worry, I can never in love again. And I'll never fall in love again. Baby, I can never in love again. No. And I'll never fall in love again. Oh no. So, believe in love at your own risky. Fall in love at your own risky. Everything at your own risky. Magamba 1+ roll make up and do. You and I made a wrong.
Phoenix, said to my name, you ready now? Me got a message for the youth them. Veterans Avenue, man, we rule them. I got all the music with a brand new music. J.R.B. on the beat, man, you beat them. Big, you got me saying. Kida besaka kubanza, bobo mutirambu, sala toto waibobu, wala down. Kida besaka kubanza, bobo mokebuku, utigenda kubai utikuru. Kida besaka kubanza, bobo gotta pray so hard, work so hard, play so hard. That's the only way to keep the ball rolling. Kubanza, kida besaka kubanza, bobo ngileki Uchidongu, Saloto Toba Ibobu, Mono Dongu, Kutumanu Parata, Ngona Gauna Parata, the best Kakubanza Kone Biro na Karata. You gotta be a hustler, nigga hustle what? Hustle like the regular. Starting every corner of the street with binocular. Breaking every piece of soft jobs into vernacular. Doing it over and over, I call it regular. That's how you can control, yeah, yeah. Off your credits, make yourself pretty for the bundles. So nigga call it counter, kida mesaka kubanja. Kubanja, Bobo Mutirangu, Saloto Toba Ibobu, Mono Dongu, kida mesaka kubanja. Bobo Mokebuku, Mutikenda Kubai Mutikuru, kida mesaka kubanja. Bobo gotta pray so hard, work so hard, play so hard. That's the only way to keep the ball rolling. Kubanja, Flamba easy, bongo no to alesi. Wait up kila busy, gotta pull on crazy. Bokara kilo rumbi kas, lagado, we no to no mondo base. Pitalo banza, ujuna gadani dongu. Obubu mino kido pokini dongu. Ujuna kidani dongu ye mongulu do dongu. Suka blanga do dongu, bobu pokini dongu. Hey, pokini dongu. Live that life of a hustler. Kida bia kuta fast la kubanza. Najuna pigono ganja, so nigga kole kanza. Bobo Mutirangu, Saloto Toba Ibobu, Mono Dongu, kida mesaka kubanja. Bobo Mokebuku, Mutikenda Kubai Mutikuru, kida mesaka kubanja. Bobo gotta pray so hard, work so hard, play so hard. That's the only way to keep the ball rolling. Kubanja, kida mesaka kubanja. Bobo gotta work hard, kone kita, hata kari kita na buloka maigana boda boda. Bora leza leta modo Robini banda tikila, they don't want to work hard. Nigga was smart, Mutikenda, modo rumini denda, duwado poki dongo. Kutunga life lamba easy, kidani dongo do dongo. Soka blanga do dongo, bobo pokini dongo. Ay, pokini dongo, na di life lamba easy, kidani dongo do dongo. Soka blanga do dongo, bobo pokini dongo. Ay, pokini dongo. Banza, bobo Mutirangu, Saloto Toba Ibobu, Mono Dongo, kida mesaka kubanja. Bobo Mokebuku, Mutikenda Kubai Mutikuru, kida mesaka kubanja. Bobo gotta pray so hard, work so hard, play so hard. That's the only way to keep the ball rolling. To my heart up on the street, do you see me? When it's ever representing, do you see me? I go tell you music, Vedas Avenue. Man, we go so. When it says D, me the dance all I sound saying. J.O.B. want the beat, man, you beat them body. Big.
The bad man magician, everybody in a town, Kenga Kita Nasu. We are one, me brother never turn your back on me, cause you don't know one day we gonna be together. We are one, marate kulolo pugo kidi misani dani denda imali gleda kugele po. We are one, me brother never turn your back on me, cause you don't know one day we gonna be together. We are one, marate kulolo pugo kidi kulolo pugo. Naroma kutabo zina pamoja nation. Beneta soso yo antapadi nation. All my boys in a SMB family, same mother, same brother, all we are family. Beneta soso, boy. And the hustlers, gang nobody better than them. Yeah, and nobody better than them. Kwa kilo worldwide, yalo gele. Na bona tajina moro na kukoloni kango. Na teli lodo kukoloni kango. Kukoloni kango. Keloberi, kuito ketoberi, kuso pesoberi, nadi kuilo keloberi, kuso pesoberi, kuilo keloberi, kuito ketoberi, nadi kuso pesoberi. Mayas Kogoko, kuilo keloberi, Abuja legends, kuito ketoberi, and the AJ boys, kuilo keloberi, uye boy, kuilo keloberi, lobule boy, kuito ketoberi.
To Saturday, yeah, we're going to have all of them. And this will be the program that will lead us to the end of this session. Basically, the skin color. Appearance basically is what we're going to look at. And Winnie, will you tell us something about appearance?
Okay. So, let me remind you once again, we are comparing a contract. Okay? So the first thing about appearance I would like to let you know is physical looks. Both men and women, boys and girls. In 8 years, okay, in strength, they would fear people who are very strong. People who are very, very strong, they would be feared by the community and they were respected.
Those who appear masculine.
Yeah, particular, those ones,
You
they would
have
be respected.
muscles.
Then, in the current world, we also see that people also still want to look the same way those people used to look in the past. In the past, people were energetic, they were very muscular, they were doing heavy work, which made them really look that energetic and muscular. So to keep the same spirit going, people today, they are also doing gym. Yeah, they are doing gym.
That is it.
Bodybuilding, which shows that the culture is still in existence. Our culture is not very far from gym. Gym originated from those
there was wrestling by then.
Wrestling. You see people wrestling, but to wrestle, you first have to do a lot of body exercise to ensure that your body is very, very strong and very flexible. So today, the same thing, people are doing what? Wrestling. To ensure that their bodies are muscular. You know, these days, people they call them six packs or what? Something
and
of
that
that
is
kind.
the side of men.
Yeah,
now
that's
you're
for the
well
men.
versed at your side.
Yeah, now things to do with the women. In the past, people who are very fat, they were categorized to be very healthy. And when you're slim, or maybe you're not too fat, maybe people would say, this one maybe is not very healthy. Why?
People get insults.
Yeah, they insult you. Yeah, soccer, they call you. That's how they call slim people. Soccer, this and that.
And I think these days they even still use those names, but not frequently.
Yeah, not frequently. And in the past, by the way, people who are fat, they were considered to be healthy and very beautiful, and people who were black, they were very respected. But today, you be very fat and the past, they will abuse you. They'll say, look at this elephant, this and that. These days, people are embracing slimness. Slim people are now on trend, yeah? The ones you're slim like this, they will say, this girl is very beautiful. Even they don't look at your face. They just see your figure from your legs like this here. They say, this one is beautiful. They don't mind about the face. But they just see you from your legs up to here. You're fat. Yeah, you're very fat. This one is not beautiful.
And how about the color?
First, before I go to the color. The moment you look very strong and healthy from down there, in 8 years it was called you are very healthy, right? But today they said this one is a man in a woman who will beat you. Even these days there are men who say for us, we don't want to marry these men.
They say girl boy. They say girl boy.
Hey, imagine calling someone a fellow man, and yet it is a woman. But because the woman is muscular, she's strong, she's fat, they say this one is a fellow man. Will beat you one day when you get married to her.
And indeed,
so
if you take to some senses, find a lady being muscular, you find you're not even fit to be called.
And most people who are fat, they end up marrying people who are very slim. Now people wonder, this one must be beating the husband every day. It's really very funny. Then something to do with the color. In the past, black, as we say, up to now, black is gold, black is beautiful. Black is just the best color, as it has been in the past. But today, there are only people who are embracing the black color. Most people, because of now Western influence, they want to look like the whites, which has caused them to use these creams to lighten up their skins, and in the process, it destroys their melanin.
And by the way, at those days, they were these brown people and this black beauty. How were they treated? Were they treated equally? Did they have these issues of so and so is brown, so and so is black, and they discriminate the other? Or they were generally proud of each other?
People were generally proud about each other. They would not even criticize anyone for color. But today, the moment you're black, okay, you have that melanin. They say melanin varies. In our continent, we don't have uniform color. My color differs from his color, another person's color differs from another. And there are some people who are very light, others they are very dark, others are medium. But those people in the past, they did discriminate. They just saw these as brothers and sisters. But today, in the current world, because now people want to look like whites, because you have seen that so and so's daughter is brown, you also want to be like that. But that one was born natural. Now for you, who is black like me, you start bleaching your skin, you end up turning into a burnt brick.
And by the way, what we are really trying to encourage is to really look at these people equally. You understand? Those who are black, brown. Let's look at ourselves equally.
as long as it is God given, God has his ways of creating. God creates this one short, another one tall. So if you're created tall, it doesn't mean that you should insult this person who is short, because the person cannot look to the same place with you. People who are short, there's some limit, but for you it's tall, at least you can see somewhere. But now some of us today, we end up insulting these short people that they cannot see tomorrow. Who told you? Even you who is tall, will you see tomorrow when you while even standing on the highest Iroko tree as Nigerians speak?
Not
you
really.
will not see tomorrow. So we who are tall, we should not insult and maybe demoralize these people who are short. We should give them courage. Instead, we should, in fact, people who are tall, we should marry these short people so that we also give birth to a race of people who are at least medium. So that we, if we don't want short people, so that we erase now, we become medium now. Short people will not be there at least.
And
other
that
than
is
insulting them.
As for me, I have the height, and I'll follow what you have said. I'll try. I'll actually not keep a try, but I'll follow it. It's one of the things that embraces culture.
Yeah, it
you don't discriminate. So and so is short, so as to not get married. No, that's not the case.
And
so come with that feeling.
And because of all these issues of today, it has made some people to remain single. Now, because you are very short, maybe people are discouraging you that who will marry you, the person who will marry you is lost. Yeah, you are too short, will produce short children. Yeah, people now want giant grandchildren.
And by the way, to prove that a lie, my mother, I'm actually very tall. If I stand with my mother, people won't believe she's my mother. So that's not true. They believe that somebody who is short will give us to a short person, will give birth to a short person. That's not true. And that's what our culture is really portraying. And botala kuikilo kuya ipuruki. Yo.
Gedo poki kolo kata sasa umugu na umugu jikakina kuna kutela koloni kana afrikana anaro kama kasa kotoka tadi gila kilo jwende jonga julo gila kilo hata tuta ende kibere uwani nas karangana kupone ndo mida wo kupungura na pere oka ya dos so jake dos tika parata dani lelo ngano kana kite kta un kiete bla ati umugu na gila kilo kulu biase ni umugu jinabe.
Boy la yi kan kujuna ge sometimes data sa did you get in the dong mama dota get on the wela toru ge modo yuka dota isa bo do dena dan dena na gadolu to dagu na very bla get na kido ro kolo dong mo kade wela to na kine jonda arifu
bongo lelo sikana kungutula jonda yolesila loro na de group loku de kata kutatunda biri kuyatala tata juklo kilo kube ding wala lobu ambara taina dana ruo turuko nengola de kudo porni de madorio ngola de wala kilamba so. And of course, to the viewers, we are really saying that peer influence is really something that also it's doing bad. Friends may tell you bad advice and you tend to follow, which is not good. We should really stand independent. And those who are in groups, please, let's encourage that we talk something that is positive, something that does not have effect on our lifestyle. And that's what we really do encourage.
Yeah, and a parent should not discourage anyone, because in 8 years, everyone was eligible to marry. Even if even if there was a mad person, they would also look for some girl who behaves like a mad woman. The brain is not 100%.
They match them.
They give you a perfect match.
And that is it.
People who are mad, we are looked for. So they look for someone who is of your caliber. They give you marry. Or if you refuse to marry, they would also organize for you a marriage. They look inside the room there. You stay like for days.
You get used to each other.
You will not come out until you get used to each other. You remain there. You give birth to kids. That was what was done in 8 years. But today, now because of all this criticism, people are fearing to marry. Because if I marry this short one, they will say, now some of them, they end up traveling very far. You see, you are a Kakwa, you go and stay those of Kampala because you don't want the people in the village to see your wife. Maybe they don't want the wife's characters. Maybe the wife is short, they don't want the wife. You look for a tall one. You know, mother-in-laws with their orders of these days.
And
they say these days, these are mother-in-laws who are wearing bikers. This is what people say. Because
so
they want to choose for their children, the partners. And yet the children have their own interests. For me as a girl like this, I may be having my interest. I want to marry someone who is short, very short, like half of my height. But my parents, will they accept? Are they ready to also condone? Are they ready to go with it? No. So at the end, I'll just flee, I'll go to Congo. We shall be in Congo, we shall be there with my kids, we shall produce there. Even people at home will not know where I am because I don't want them to discourage me. So we should not discourage people from looks, from appearance. It is just appearance. We are all made in the image of God. So we should appreciate what God has created.
Indeed, the part of appearance is something that is crucial, and we should actually encourage each other not to insult each other that, oh, your color, you're so... That's not good. And not only that, dear viewers, there are so many aspects that we'll be talking about. And as we talked about that, we'll be diving to the other, that is food. What people eat. Yeah. It's part of fashion. How it is prepared, part of fashion. How it is served, that is fashion. Now looking at the food, let's go to the ancient. You know, the food they prepare was really something that using natural ingredients, things like tomatoes. You know, there's I can't mention some of those other ingredients because it's something that we are not now using them.
Okay,
so we are forgetting them.
Yeah, we are forgetting them. Okay, I just want to flash back in the kind of sauces which were cooked in the past. We see that there are these bitter leaves which were cooked. In Kakwa, we call them lubutere. This sauce, lubutere. Even me, I fear eating it. But our grand people, just they prepare it. You even taste it is bitter, but to them, for us, our generation, if they bring for me lubutere right now, lubutere is very bitter. I will not manage eating. I will not even swallow food. But for the old people, they say it is very delicious, very sweet. They used to eat it. But for us today, we say it is bitter. We don't want. We want chips and chicken. We want yogurt.
And indeed,
we want ice cream.
If you take to real sense, you know that food may really be bitter.
Yeah,
but they are
highly nutritious.
Highly nutritious, and they're also promoting culture.
Promoting culture. We see things like there is a sauce called luparate. There is pirinda. There is bata, and more.
Royo,
jumba. These days people don't want to eat those things because they look. I don't know. If you eat those things, you look very poor. That's what people say. Today you cook ngete, you eat. Tomorrow you cook jumba. The next day you cook royo. The other day you cook bata. They will say this one's a very poor family.
This reminds me. Nowadays, you know, in these big hotels, you know, cultural food is something that is becoming very expensive. Very, very expensive. And because it is rare.
Yeah, go to 5-star hotels. You just tell them you want ngete. They will cook for you, but at a very high price. Even at least the price of beans is better because beans these days people prefer beans to greens. They say the greens are this and this. Like for lubutere, it is bitter. But that is our culture. That's what our people used to eat.
You know, in places like cities, you know, people don't grow these greens, and now, if it is now scarce, you know, people will run for
people will look for it. And this is a very, very, very vital advice. People who are living around cities, just try your luck. Plant greens around, and you'll see what the income that will get you. Just very small like this at 1,000. But here, for us here, things are plenty. People are planting everywhere. But you find yourself you'll be getting little profits. But those ends of the cities, you get a lot of money. Like right now, people who are abroad in America and other countries, they really miss our home food. But now, for you to get that thing, you also have to look for it, like, you know, getting a pal. Very expensive, and it's very hard to get. This makes some of them, even some people, they travel, like when they come here for vacation, the moment they are going back,
they take something.
Yeah, they're drying it.
Those leaves, they dry.
By the way, there's some guy, a very short story also, let me gist you a bit.
Okay.
There's one guy, he's someone from Kuku. The guy stays in America. The guy came to visit the family around. So everything went on well. They did their stuff. Now, when he was going back to abroad, the aeroplane started its journey. The aeroplane even reached the airport where he was supposed to land. But the man remembered, I forgot something very, very important.
What was that?
They should first come back. You know
What's
what?
that?
It shocked me. It was just a box of rats.
Whoa.
You know, people they eat rats. They say, this food cannot be forgotten behind. They came back and picked it from their place, from Kajukeji. They had to pick it from Juba.
And that's really
From
somebody
Kajukeji
who
to
is
Juba.
proud
They
of
picked
his
it.
culture.
Went with it to America. You see? Even there's some people, they come here, they get ngete. They sun dry it, they keep it. Even in Mondo, they sun dry, they keep. Some of these things which we have here, they are very rare those sides. So they are still embracing our culture. With this, we are very proud that if our fellows who are in America, they have not abandoned our food. They have not abandoned the rats, the cuckoos are eating, the Teresians are eating. For us, the grasshoppers were eating, the white ants, which means we are good to go. Our culture is still alive, so we should embrace it. Now it comes to me and you, our viewers. We should really embrace our culture.
Botala kwikila diriklo kuya kunyosuki. Ngole nyiya diri ilungajika la kile ukuberoklo. Adiri kuberoklo kata ya bai. Bonyola kona biri kuberoklo. Bongo teneklo kilo ngola kuna dio. Beroklo kuna dio. Oklo mindana i nyos na kuna ilungajika la kile adiri kadesa kudo medana berona kilo ngola kilo ngola akula bia diri solo nyenye
etilo na bejambala etilo na gbogbo nga
jumba royo
ana tine ngiro ka yungedo meda etilo ni gbonga debe singa kelo denga bes kukulo ngoto kilo kudengo loki kelo lakini kukune junga lo de ngutula ni ponda medana ngiro lo na takido kele bes muto kumara di ndiki ngiro lo ngadilo tiki kubai kari karang majama lawlo mutuklo tutun ber konba lakini wakabere to lo gbonga ngala yosu junga yang tabie mutuklo mdi sokoro mutuklo mdi lokoro la pepelo giri
kwa neklo pekina tana adiri ngola kile kui umarasi ikeni kata kui kone kon klenge kile ngola tikina la bilika la dirian bongoni bona nyola ku pirito kunyusude hotela na dumala kini ijuru katani adiri kara kilo deda de tulu ku bero na kula bikini adiri pri gele hotela kata popula de tulu kula bikini ani kulika bokudo medati ni belas karalo akia diko ganda kujira kilenge bai bongo to kilo anyarese ngoto kilo mindo la bilo adiri kak bobongoni ki.
But in a simple example, base mutu na nasika Kampala kini. Mutu na nasika Kampala base within kan Uganda ni city but that then in the kan dom dingete no nya dom punda suni ngete na ata beilo amba narosa. Dogo goro ngete na dirige na 100, dogoro mondonon, dogoro sukuma lakini Kampala ngete na doti kigba de du. Adiel fumure. But dom dio sungete musu. Dogo goro do. Dom dio sungete dogo goro. So peje na gadila bilika ngalo. Mutu kula ku bongo ninga mutu kula kumadna la bilika lo kenika tapo nothing na nguni nothing na ta yete giri
boy teta diri kilenge kuya umara do keni be wala otona ngete kuya oto diri kilenge du sukata yo bone pe jana diri kuya umara kilenge keni mala bilo sasaka and to you the viewers it's about food, the staple food in every clan or every society, and it's really something that we have not forgotten, and I like the spirit. We shall keep it on. And the other factor, that is the last factor, education. Kenda na lungajika la kile adiri kade kenda na kajuna
nobody better than them. Yeah, nobody better than them. Kwa kilo worldwide, yalo gele. Na bona tajina moro na kukoloni kango. Na teli lo kukoloni kango. Kukoloni kango. Kuilo kelo beri, kuito keto beri, kuiso peso beri. Nadi kuilo kelo beri, kuiso peso beri, kuilo kelo beri, kuito keto beri. Nadi kuiso peso beri. Mayas koboko, kuilo kelo beri. Abuja legends, kuito keto beri. Anadi AJ boys, kuilo kelo beri. Kuilo kelo beri.
Wala no bude taklo la no bude no tat ko biliki tiri o tat ko la tat ya wili ko fulo nyoya ngolo group tita klo poki tugo lo ngola bekile klo jikinda lo togo uda munyola ga woko ko rani mitebo ngolo kare do dinana gari kar lo ka woko lo ko bonyola ga ka buko jikan tunda be ni do dinana gari kida konda ga kino dando moki ida taunda ngola betalo rawda mo dando moki pena ngola ke do stop boko nukuti ngolo da taunda ajuda taunda tambe togole na benna o togole na berna amba benati na dinata utiji ipirna gele karo basende togole na berna kana dolo tutugo ile bet indingi besi ngiro lo kai ngere tap ngona togolo tu ngiro nda itua amba na di bedigida ngeda nga size redo jonga jama ina sari school do kuti primary secondary ngona tele berna ba wole ngo ba di uniform na soy
bokudo meda togolo na ngajika kile do meda do soji uniform bokudo meda bin so dina uniform pa togolo na kata
iba kata kukula ada palo ina kukula ibe
togolo gina ngona do adukaji igolo labi kudo meda be ilongolo new curriculum la diri be kudo meda kajuna dia kudo bai sukuluni ndio wezao
kitano na kenna to
kitano na kenna do konda
new curriculum na tena ngaji kilo togolo tadi kukuneta kude ngolo kukuna kulipo do mdata kunda songoli plate la kapaji mingi ta kukunda dogbeza kibi wala kapaji mingi la lo kukuna kukeni ta togolo kukunda na liquid soap kukuna na ngola be kumbao charan ta togolo ngolo keni o berna ngutu ka gini togo i ngolo keni amba di ngolo uro i blackboard gi berna ngola kile bai lakini tinadena nyeraga ge ngutu klo lakini still kara ku kolo kila bilika ngalo karanga di bai ngajo ku togolo ku kita juku keni to malo karanga leng tu bai la gadi takana kupinya togolo kincho kubodi takana kupina ngolo togolo tadi konede yongu kupita lo de do yongunda tadi yala yongu le de do yongunda denga de ledo mbana gadi uro chokbodi ay kupita lo konade juga konede lengo bai denga de lakini ngolo keni.
Yes, and of course to the viewers, we are talking about education and we are comparing the education of this modern time and to the ancient. You know, way back education was informal. You know, elders will do more part of the education.
Yeah, it was done by elders around the fireplace. That was the classroom, let me say.
And basically what you do, there is education there. Your guidance will tell you, it's not done this way. Please do it this way. Things like planting. They tell you, put this here and put this here.
You turn it here.
And you know it.
We have never seen a case whereby you're being taught how to play it here on the chalkboard. They draw for you the structure of the human head. Then they do that. They tell you, bring this one, this. No. There's no way things are done that way. But plating here, if you're being taught, like the way people used to teach, up to now, it is being exhibited. Our culture, by the way. They just say to do this, you turn the hair this way, do it like this. That is how things were taught in the past. Like the elder would go with the kids, with the children to the garden. The elder will dig one, will say, how you dig? And if the child is digging in the wrong way, they say, no, that's not how things are done. Do it this way. Or else if you do it this way, you will cut your leg. You will chop your leg with the what? With the hoe. That's how things were done in the past. And also today, it is being modified, by the way, by agriculture. People started digging a long time ago in the ancestral times, but right now, people are still digging, which shows that our culture is very alive. It is being embraced. I'm very happy with that. So, our viewers, we should embrace our culture.
People are really proud that as far as there's modernity, we keep on producing food. You know, we survive on food.
Yeah.
So that's something that people are really putting in hand. Now, coming to the modern times, you know, our education. You find you dress smart, put on your uniform, you go to class, which is something that is good.
Very fine, yeah.
And I encourage, you know, these topics about cultures will be really embraced
in school.
And so that, in schools, so that people don't forget. You know, there are topics about the Buganda kingdom. You know, those are topics about the culture.
Things to do with history, political education, then also divinity, CRE, in all level. At large, it also talks much about our culture, how things are being done. So we should embrace the culture.
Yeah, that is it. And before we close this session, I would like my colleague Winnie, please have an interesting word for the viewers.
Okay. What I would like to tell the viewers is that thank you for your support. We are really very happy. Our first video on culture and tradition, you guys really showed us a lot of love. And I would like to really respond to one or two things there in the comment section. One is that we were talking about language. If I can flash back, we talked about language. People are forgetting our language. We were basing on Kakwa language. I'm sorry, our followers who are from other tribes like the Lugbaras and other places at large, we have not left you out. Even the Acholis, the Alurus, the Langis, and the rest, we have not left you out. But we are just taking Kakwa as a case study. But we are saying we should encourage our culture. Wherever you come from, encourage your culture. Let the language be spoken. Then someone was like, so you mean we should not take our children to school to learn English because we are against English? No, we are not against English. But all we are saying is that we should learn English, yes, but we shouldn't abandon our culture. We shouldn't abandon our culture. Children should go to school, but yes. And also we are just saying that at least the government should put, and even it is already in place, in government schools, so that children learn Kakwa. Local language is being taught. For example, schools that are in Kampala side, Luganda is being taught for lower classes, P1, P2, and P3. In Kampala, Lugbarat is being taught. In Arua. Then here also, we see that Kakwa is being taught in this school, so we shouldn't let our culture go. Then there's also one person who commented that culture, we are talking about culture. Modernity has come, let's leave culture. No, we can't leave culture. Without culture, we wouldn't be where we are right now. So we shouldn't just let our culture go like that. I know we embrace modernity. Modernity is also the best thing that happened to the world, yes. But without culture, modernity wouldn't have stood on its own. Why did the modernity come before culture? Why? Modernity adapted most of its things from our culture. So we should embrace it. We should embrace both modernity and our culture shouldn't be forgotten. I beg to Utopia, thank you. Follow us more. You can just hit the plus button, subscribe on our YouTube channel, and follow us for more. We have a lot of things to share with you guys. Thanks very much.
Thank you, dear viewers. That has been a word from my co-host, Winnie. Winnie, thank you for the words of encouragement to the viewers. And of course, this still remains the culture program with me, Martin and Winnie. Yeah. And this is Capital One. Follow us in all the different the media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, Twitter, X, TikTok, and all others. Dear viewers, this is Capital One, where we offer digital adverts, printing, documentaries, storytelling, news and consultancy, and so on. Capital One, we're accurate and instant.
We are one. Make a yada, no one that we gonna be together. We are one. Marate kulo loku go kidi misani dani denda imalu ikle gweda kugele.